Aloha, my loves, and welcome to another episode of Mu Rose Temple, the podcast. This is your host, Celeste Glus. I am the creatrix of Sophia School of Feminine Initiatory Arts. Today, I wanted to share with you a sneak peek of our monthly online Rose Star Guidance. It is an opportunity for me to sit with you and check in with the star energy and what the rose is asking of us and what this feminine path is asking us to move through, grow through, and embody. I do these once a month as well as provide monthly workouts and guided meditation. So I hope that you enjoy, and if you would like to try a 3-day free trial, please click the link below and get started. Okay, enjoy. Aloha, my loves. Welcome to your September Rose Star Guidance. It feels good to be here with you and drop in. I've lit my rose candle and really set some space to connect with you and to tune into what is going on. So let's get into it. September brings to us the equinox energy. And if you are new to this sort of energy, it's portal energy. There's several podcasts that I have created on that and what that means. But if you're here with me, you're probably familiar with what a portal is. And so the fall equinox is so potent, and I see it like a jumping board, like a jump spring or a trampoline. If you take a tiny hop, you just kind of take a tiny hop and you stay right where you are. But if you really prepare and you set the soil, the trampoline can take you so high, it will actually scare you. And if you ever grew up with a trampoline, maybe you had that experience. I recall many of those opportune moments where I jumped too high and my heart just skipped beats. But that's literally what the fall equinox brings to us. And so I want to sit with this because sometimes we think of these portals as a 1-day or a 3-day series, but it's really weeks before and weeks afterward that the energy begins to be very felt in our lives, for some of us in our bodies, and just depending on the astrology, it could be very specific on a certain area of your life. Now, as I usually say, I'm not an astrologer, but I love tracking my cycle and noticing the themes of my life. And it's funny because when I track my themes and then I go back and I sit with the astrology that I like to listen to from time to time, it is so spot on. And that just shows me that we don't have to be studying the stars in order to be living the stars, right? Because we are made of that star stuff. And the equinox is this beautiful time of the year that it really reminds me of that. And so maybe you're already feeling the potent energy of equinox coming into your life. And it's important to create some space for it because, like many opportune moments where we get to jump high, if we do not create the proper preparation, the opportune moment or the conversation or the initiation in itself, or the experience, the moment where you are asked to take a different pathway or have a different thought or make a different decision, it can come in and out in a split second. And so it is important that we be aware of the life we are walking and be aware of the footsteps and the path we are taking. And if we don't have some sort of daily journaling practice or a practice where we can sit and really take in our life experience, it's difficult to create these themes for ourselves and grow upon them, because that's really the point of all of this, to grow and to evolve and to spiral up and in. So this September season, we step into the royal violet rose. And if you've seen the image, it's this beautiful, deep, dark, nourishing, magnetic rose. And in itself, it's mysterious. It holds within it the void. As we step into, many of us, the fall and into the winter season, there's this time of darkness that's always been celebrated around this time of year. And in the feminine lineages and the feminine traditions, the darkness has always been the feminine. And so these are the opportune moments that during this time of the year that we have access to lifting the veils. We have access to our deeper subconscious. We have access to what is behind our life, the energy behind our life. Because there's our life, there's the physical, day-to-day routine, the mental aspect. And then there are the things that are running our lives. There are the things that are creating the life that we live before we even know we are living it. Like our DNA and our belief systems and our thought patterns and our vocabulary, and from what place we choose to center each day and move from each day. So these are the deeper things that we are being asked to sit with when we come into this royal violet rose. And the darkness asks us to slow down. So if there's full light outside, you're more likely to run, right? But then if it starts to get darker, maybe if it gets really, really dark, you're going to be more careful. You might walk slower. You might open your eyes more and be more sensitive to your senses. And that's exactly what fall does for us. It is that transition time of the year in between the peak of summer and in between the depths of the winter. We have this tuning of the radio dial. It's an opportunity to start to slow down and start to tune in to a different frequency. And so let's do this together. What is it in your life that you are tuning now into? So Venus is now direct these last 45 days from July 22nd, all of August. Venus has gone retrograde. And what that means is that that is the feminine aspect of our lives speaking to us. So there's been some sort of big theme in your life these past 45 days. It's important that you get super clear on it and also honor that. Because if you had a theme, I'm going to guess that it wasn't easy. unless it was pure bliss and pure up and ups, which is phenomenal. But I know a lot of us haven't had that. And it doesn't mean that it had to be hard or difficult, but perhaps it came with a lot of lessons and a lot of work and a lot of structure and a lot of new routines and new belief systems. So get clear as to what Venus, or the feminine, has taught you during her transit, her retrograde. And honor that aspect and grow on that aspect, because just because they're retrograde doesn't mean that theme is closed. It means that it has come up into your life to be looked at and grown upon. So how will you in the coming months now really master that theme? I know for me specifically, the theme that we worked on in my home with my husband, it was beautiful to see it come up. And then as it closed up, it was like, oh, and what's next, right? And how much more can we grow and learn about this aspect of life? So to be able to not only be aware of it and honor it, but also understand that just because this phase, quote unquote, of the initial digging has closed, it doesn't mean the theme itself is complete. As a matter of fact, I believe it's not ever complete. We always get to level up in that theme, in any theme of our lives. So that's one. Get clear as to what the feminine has taught you in these last month and a half to 2 months. And now as we step into Equinox and Mercury goes direct, because I don't know about you guys, but Mercury retrograde for me is, with technology, is tough. There's a lot of communication and technology things, but also the energetics behind it. It really does slow things down. And there's a beauty to that. And I do believe we need that, especially me. I tend to go really fast at things. So being required to slow down is a beautiful medicine in itself. And so as we step into Equinox, I know these energies are opening up and it's guiding us into expansion and more. So this is the next part I want you to tap into. Notice the theme beyond just the 2 months, but maybe for the last 6 months, or maybe even for the whole year. I know for me, this whole year, if I just kind of pretend I'm an eagle and look at it from an eagle's eye perspective, there's like 2 massive themes that are evolving and unfolding continuously. And so the equinox is this opportunity, we're in this trampoline to really use the energy of the multidimensional realms, of the cosmos, of our divine soul lineage, of our soul destiny, of our higher selves, of our ancestors, of our angels, whatever it is that you feel supported by. Now is the time to call in that support and have that guidance. Be very clear around the theme that you are working on, or the theme that has been given to you this year, or even more, the theme that you have written for yourself for this year. And again, not only honor it, not only be clear about it, but then ask yourself, what more? How else can I continue to grow on this theme? And here's another question for you. If you knew that everything would work out for you in your favor, in the highest way possible, what would you do? Really sit with that, because that's a question that really off the bat, it dispels, it clears away all of the fears, all of the extra drama, all of the extra thought patterns, and it goes straight into your heart of hearts. Really, if only success was the only option, what would you do? What would you focus on? And if you knew that this new part of what you would want to focus on, right? This new aspect of your life requires a new aspect of you to be embodied, right? Because if there's something new that you're yearning for, or maybe an expansion of what you already have, there needs to be a part of you that is new to embrace that. Because if it was just the old you, you'd already have it, right? So we're just a frequency match to our reality. So knowing that success is inevitable and knowing you can do anything that you want, what new aspects of yourself would you embody? Meaning, there's a part of you that is yet to be known, and yet you can sense it. Like my theme for this entire year, I know it, I'm clear on it, I honor it, I am so excited to grow on it. And yet there's this brand new aspect of me in so many different levels that I know is inevitable. And then to tap into that, I can have clarity as to what is required of me. Because if we can get clear on that around the equinox energy, then we can get clear on, okay, do I need a mentor for this? Do I need support for this? Who do I need to surround myself with in order to really embody my highest expression, my highest version? What do I need to change in my daily routine? What do I need to take responsibility for? What have I not taken responsibility for or maybe been lacking on? So I want you to sit with these questions. They're super important to have clarity before we get to the equinox. And use that portal energy to really heighten your human experience. It's such a beautiful opportunity to ride the waves of these incredible shifts that are happening in our reality. And so many of us are being called to level up in new ways in our way of service and in our way of relationship and in our way of our homes. And so many of us are being asked to change because it is required for our conscious evolution. We can't keep doing what we have been doing. It may be good, it may be good enough, but is it the best? Is it the highest, most incredibly amazing expression of you? So I hope that this lands with you well. I hope that you have some fun journaling. Please share with me your thoughts and your insights and if this lands for you. And I look forward to moving through Equinox together. Okay, until next time. Mwah. Thanks for being here with me today. If you are inspired and are feeling called to join us, we have a women's weekend retreat on the west side of Oahu, and there are still a few spaces. So if you're being called to move through this equinox in the most powerful way, join us. I'd love to have you there. You can check out the link in bio for more information. Until next time. Mwah.